Hello and welcome back to STB Racing League here. There, mouth. STB Racing League here for Tier 3 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Well, here for Sao Paulo Grand Prix here in Interlagos, as we are approaching the last race of this season for Tier 3, hoping to end it off this game with a banger. I'll be uninstalling this game right after we finish this commentary and installing F1 2020. But here we are for one-shot qualifying pistol. Let's see who gets the pole position for today.
Well, here we go. Who's going to get it? Jamo here in P1 right now, and he's got his teammate Callum here for tonight in P2. He's dropped down to P4 now, and Chaos out of nowhere, he got into P1. Probably brake late in the braking zone. Side effects there in P2. It's Jamo versus side effects now for P1 in this one-shot qualifying session. Corner after corner, turn after turn. Jamo's looking to get the better of side effects, and he has got the better of side effects throughout every single turn he's performed so far of this circuit. He comes round the last turn. Mountie's down in 5th place. Jamo's up in 1st. Jamo can he retain as he comes across the line. Callum's got P1, but now it's Jamo. The Alpine switching between each other. Who's really got it? It's side effects, and I'm absolutely blinking nowhere. The Ferrari shoots himself to the top spot with a 108.259, and side effects, the Ferrari gets pole position once more.
Pirlo, he's had a qualifying ban, he's not taken it, and he's stalled on the lap, so we'll have to sort out penalised identification for that. So we're trying to sort it out, just trying to mesh him. I can't spell.
Well,
Pencil, can you give me the rundown, please? I'm trying to sort of message out.
Side effects P1, the Ferrari man gets another pole position here in STB. It's Jimmy P2 and Callum P3. Alpha C P4, Tim P5, Maldi P6, 1 P7, Mad Max P8. It's Pirelli P9, Matador P10, F1X Diesel P11, Punch Out Cow P12, Cartel, Han Yilmaz P13, Jimmy P14, Moncho P15. And back of the grid is Chaos in P16. And here we go, folks. What's going to happen here in Sao Paulo, in Brazil, Interlagos, whatever you want to call it. It's the final race of this shit game. Let's end it off with an absolute banger.
Yeah, obviously it's just oh, and it's raining! Maldi's going to be fuming. Oh, I love it. Sprint race, that means Maldi's going to finish last. Yeah.
Well, not really much you can say about that. It's raining here in Brazil, and it's just intermediate tires. I feel like there's not going to be any rain. Of course, well, I said there's not going to be any rain. I meant to say not any wet tires. Intermediates to go. Is there any formation lap?
Nope. It should be off.
Well, here we go then, folks. We're going to go straight into the action here in the sprint race. Of course, one-shot quality, then a sprint, then the Grand Prix. 5 red lights.
Oh, Jimmy's AI says
Green light, go, go, go. Here we go. Side effects in P1, but can he retain it? As we go down into the first turn, it's going to be 4
Alpha
abreast going into the first turn.
crash.
Both the Alpines are always gone. It was only Callum. And both the Alpines are now gone. Both the Alpines are now gone. Both of them are gone. And Alpha C's running away with it. Going into the left-hander now. Chambers looking to get an overtake here. On STB Maldi going into the left-hander. Will he send it down the inside? No, he's not dumb enough to do that. But look at his teammate behind him. Mad Max has a beautiful exit. Both the Alpines spun on the first 2 turns. Callum down into P16. Jamo down into P15. Maldi, your championship winner here, looking to potentially get an overtake on his teammate, and he's not going to get it. But Moncho makes another mistake, and he now has the unfortunate wooden spoon at the back of the grid. What a start to this Brazilian Grand Prix.
Yep, let's not get mixed up between Moncho and Poncho. Obviously, 2 different drivers. One is mine, one is our usual driver, mine, and one is in the McLaren new driver for tonight. Yep, both Alpines going for a spin. I know they're blue cars, it doesn't mean they have to pretend the car's made out of water. But yeah, they are obviously down at the back here. Max also picked up a 5-second time penalty, and he's out. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's out, and Maldi's quite close to his teammate, and it's a virtual safety car. Hence why everyone's slowed down. I also noticed that you can't have a tyre glitch at the start of the sprint race because it's wet, so no one can start on softs, which is a great thing to see.
Well, as you can see, folks, there's a VSC on track. We have safety cars all increased here in Tier 3 STB. It's been quite a big part of how man has been able to actually get this championship. Of course, those safety cars coming out, sometimes he does slip down the order. It does save him quite a bit, but at the same time, it's helped J-Mate here to catch up to Pirlo, but let's be honest, he doesn't need any help with that. Chaos VSC, and so as Diesel, as we go green once more here in Brazil, and it looks
got
like
drive-through.
Chaos and
Time munchers and barriers.
well, that's not very good, is it? And Chaos and Diesel with that drive-through penalty. I'm assuming they just went
Chaos
a bit
and
early.
Diesel both got drive-throughs. Muncho's out. That's retired on track.
Is that going to be another VSC? Oh, blimey. Probably is, to be honest. No, it doesn't seem it to be. It would have been activated already if it was. Solifex almost having a little slip on the exit of the last turn. Well, not last turn, the last braking zone of the circuit. Going into the first one, though, doesn't seem like Solifex is going to get close to Alphas. Maldi not close enough to his teammate to look for an overtake. Currently, Solifex getting the fastest lap time of the Grand Prix so far as Diesel. He's in the barriers. He's fallen down position after position. And Chaos also serving that drive-through penalty. But Yilmaz, he almost got the overtake on Callum going into that first
Oh, it's
turn.
Williams round. Juan is round. There's lots of spins going. These Tier 3 drivers are really struggling in these wet conditions. So is Pirlo. Pirlo has pirouetted almost. And it's, I think, another virtual, Unless it's just, it's another virtual. I think it's too many spins. I think it's just caused it. And the problem is now, Juan is now going to replace his front wing. Diesel is now going to have a new front wing. He's not going to do his drive-through. Well, he can't do it anyway because it's a virtual safety car. So he's probably going to get lapped by the end of probably end of the next lap because he's got to do his drive-through. Alpha Z is now leading this race, and obviously the 2-5s chasing behind, and then the Alpha Tauri's. Jimmy obviously is disconnected. He's not appearing online at the moment. So let's see what happens to him.
Here we go, green now. Back in Brazil for the second time out of 3 laps. There's been action after action here, straight from the start. And obviously slamming down that throttle and now going into the last braking zone of the circuit. Wow! Side effects completely missed that. And he almost gifts Maud the position. Maud's going to have the inside line going into the last, the first turn of the circuit. And Side effects has conceded the position to his teammate. He's going to come right back at him here, using his back train, pulls alongside with his teammate, going down into the first turn. They're still alongside, going into the first turn now. Side effects got the deeper braking out of the both of them, and he gets the re-overtake completed.
Well, we normally know Side effects usually prefers a little higher wings, but he's obviously used that overtake to his advantage. Got past Maldi. Maybe Maldi will try and find something later on. Maldi for now has proceeded to that position once again. Obviously Maldi is already champion, but I'm sure Maldi will still want to win his Brazilian Grand Prix. This is only a sprint, but I'm sure Maldi will still want to win it anyway. As Pirlo's almost got off the track there. He's kept it on track now. Callum and Juan were fighting there for a second. Oh, Callum almost losing it out of turn 5. Don't want to be doing that too often. But yeah, obviously rain conditions obviously makes it more opportunities, but it's also, I think, also gives you less opportunities at the same time. It's just the way the rain is. But I think on like a track like this, it's difficult to get a move done in the rain, unless it's real life where you can actually get different lines. But the game doesn't quite work like that. I hope I do that in the game where you have to take different lines in the wet just to make it more interesting, because people just take the normal lines anyway, because you get no dry line like you do in real life, where the track's really slippy on the racing line. Side effects showing his pace, closing back up to the Alpha. Maldi's struggling to keep up right now. Maldi does not like these wet conditions.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have liked it in the party either. He probably would have been.
Sorry, Toman.
Yeah, Toman. Yeah, I saw that. Toman just. Yeah, he almost spun on that left-hander. Pirlo has a 3-second time penalty, and now you can see Yilmaz, I think that is. No, it's Wong, getting extremely close here to Callum. He's going to pull alongside with the Alpine, going into the left-hander now. It's Alpine versus Williams. The Alpine of Callum breaks deeper, going into the braking zone, and he's able to defend his position. Chaos gets the overtake on Poncho, and he just has that inside lane going into the left-hander, and he almost loses it on the exit. almost slipping and twisting, turning, pirouetting, as you would say, and slipping into almost P14 back of the grid. As still in the top spots, nothing's changed. It's still Alpha Z, Side Effects, and Tamaldi.
Yep. For now, we'll see how the situation's out. Obviously, there won't be any pit stops because it's sprint race plus screening, so tyres will be stretched out a little bit longer. But it's definitely going to see how this all unfolds. Obviously, Diesel's a lot further behind now, so after that drive-through penalty. Maldi is still not quite caught up to these guys properly yet, but obviously no DRS.
Sorry, Callum is going to lick. To look to get the position here. Oh, Pirello goes down the inside. Oh, Pirello, the Alfa Romeo going into the first turn now, and the Alfa Romeo's come back at him with the speed on the second turn. And now look at one here. He's got a free position on Callum. Alpha Z's loses the position into Side Effects. Side Effects went up the inside into the left-hander, and he got the overtake completed, the Ferrari, and he's up with the P1.
Oh, Diesel. Sorry, I just saw a car in the lead spinning. It's just Diesel just getting out while spinning.
And, well, Side Effects there, we didn't see it on our cameras, but, as you picked it up, but Side Effects went onto the inside lane of Alpha Z, going into that left-hander, and he was able to get the overtake completed, I'm assuming before the braking zone, because he looked well ahead on the exit, and Side Effects gets the position up on Alpha Z.
Yep, I actually missed that. Diesel's, I don't know what he's doing, so it's caused another virtual safety car. He's retired on circuit now. I'm not sure how he's retired there. It's a bit questionable. I also noticed that Juan has actually got end plate damage on his left-hand side. So Juan's actually got some front wing damage. Not sure where he got it from, but it's definitely going to cause it, and obviously it's going to hurt him with some understeer. But it was definitely sort out any oversteer, but definitely not going to help him with rotation. I'm sure Toman would like some front wing damage right now, considering how he always seems to have very unstable setup. I don't know why. Especially in a game like this, you don't really want to oversteer your setup. But yeah, it's our third virtual safety car already. It's during a sprint. It's only like 7. So
it is, and well, sorry, what were you going to say?
That was it.
Cool. Well, lap 7 in, we got 3 VSCs. Just shows how tricky these wet conditions are. I mean, usually in Tier 3 we do have some spins, some slips on the track, but we don't necessarily see 3 VSCs, or technically 3 safety cars, out in 7 laps. That is quite the feat, mostly due to the wet and slippy circuits, almost like you're on a boat here in Mexico. Mexico, Brazil. I'm getting the two mixed up. The auto, I can't say it. I don't know how to say it. Auto.
I know the Mexico one.
Carlos Autolamo base. Yeah, the Mexico one is longer than
Carlos
the
Pache,
Brazilian.
What's that Mexico?
I think that's Mexico.
Carlos
I'm not too sure.
Oh, that's a Martin Rodriguez, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
They made a second name for it, I don't know.
But what I also think is that Toman could get the position here on Maldi. Oh no, he backs out of it going into the first turn. Doesn't want the hassle going into the first turn, considering he is quite unstable on the track. Speaking of unstable on the track, Alpha Z goes completely wide going into that second turn. And now Toman's going to get right on the back here of the Alfa Romeo. He will pull alongside with Alpha Z going into the left-hander now, and Toman braking later. Then Alphas, does he get the better rundown? Going into the right-hander, he will, but will he look for the move? In such a tight area, he won't. And Alpha Z, in a mere 2 laps, has gone from P1 down to P4.
Yep, Toman Alpha Z just having a little bit of tap in the back of Toman there, out of turn 5. Just kind of more traction, just push him along. But yeah, that's it's not even gone from leading the sprint race to not even being on the podium. That's a bit of a wound for him side. Obviously, this goes into his quality of his race position for the start of the race. So it isn't hurting points, it is hurting him start positions, or I could say for tomorrow's race, but for the race later on. And Side Effects is running away with this. Maldi just doesn't quite have the pace of Side Effects, especially in these conditions. Like I say, Side Effects generally does run high downforce, but whether that's just the case or whether that's actually proving the pace advantage, I don't know, but we'll see in the race whether that pace advantage drops when Maldi will be more comfortable in the dry conditions.
Well, we saw in Tier 2 that it was a 1-2 between the Ferraris up there into the Grand Prix, and we said Oh, well, it's a bit like Tier 3, isn't it? Well, it is, because now Side Effects and Maldi leading the way and practically running away with this. And going into the Grand Prix, they will be P1 and P2. Of course, they are the Constructors' champions, and with Maldi becoming the Tier 3 Drivers' champion, it's looking like it's very high spirits here for the Ferrari men, and I'm sure they're going to claim another good points or good or so points unless Side Effects decides to DNF like he did in Mexico. Well, Poncho's just DNF'd on the exit of the pit lane straight, and that causes an actual full core safety car. Yeah,
this should be a very short safety car because we've only got 3 laps left after this.
So it's got to be only 1 lap.
It's going to come in at the end of when the safety car is going to come in at the end of its current lap it's on right now. So these guys are going to go around, finish his lap off, and do the next lap, and it'll be in.
Well, Maldi here, he's got a second chance here. This is a lifeline for Maldi. And, well, he's going to be right up close to Side Effects. This is what I was saying earlier. Maldi sometimes might have to pace as others, but these safety cars, they do help him out in the best positions possible. It helps him out here as he'll close down on Side Effects around 5 tenths or so. And Toman, he's done quite well despite this awful setup. He's in P3 right now, and he could potentially get the jump on Maldi off the safety car as well. So it's not all. And what is it? I'm not too sure why, considering the safety car will be so short.
Just have a little bit damaged. Maybe it's just going to have a bit extra grip, bit extra downforce. Maybe try and pick up some pace. I think he's going to lose a couple of places anyway, so he's not going to lose too much. He's not going to lose points. He's just going to get a new front wing, new tyres, and just try and pick some people off. I think. But the thing is, he's not going to catch up, is he? Because
no,
he's
not
going to come in at the end of this lap. It's a very tall order, and I don't know if he's going to make it. It probably wasn't the best idea actually, because I just realised because the plate car's going to have to come in at the end of this lap. It doesn't have a choice. They always have to give it 2 laps, so it will come in at the end of this lap.
Well, there we go then. Side Effects leading the way of Maldi to Toman, to Alphas, Mad Max, and there we've got Jamo, Jimmy, Pirillo, Callum, Yilmaz, Chaos 1. Everyone else, including Poncho, Diesel, Muncho, and also Matador, all DNFing. So it's just 1, 2, 4 for the Ferraris right now as the safety car peels into the pit lane this lap. Let's see what happens between the top 2. Do they just, work it out, maybe give Maldi a free, position, or does Side Effects just say, you can absolutely fuck off, mate. I'm taking these whole 8 points for myself. We'll see. When's Side Effects going to put it down to full throttle? Being very tedious here. And he's gone! Maldi has almost read that perfectly. Going down into the first turn, he's not going to get close enough to look for an overtake. But Alpha Z will on Toman just ahead. Will he still look for that outside lane? No, he won't. Jamo looking for the outside lane on Mad Max, but he was squeezed almost. And it's Pirillo versus Callum going into that first turn. Now the second, and now Pirillo's squeezing and hitting. And now you can just see Mad Max now going alongside here with Alpha Z going into the left-hander now. It's the Alpha Tauri versus the Alfa Romeo into left-hand, and you can just see the Alfa Romeo. It's kind of pushed wide there. Alpha Z couldn't really do anything about that, and Jeremy's going to come back to him here, going to take that outside line, going into the right-hander, but he backs out of it. Does not want any bad collisions so late on in this this sprint race. He's gone from P1 to P6 because of that spin. In the first 2 turns they had, it was almost like, Yamas Tugra yesterday just got spun on that second turn. And it was Side Effects who just slammed into the back of Jamo. And it was, of course, Jerry who slammed into the side of Yamas Tugra.
Yeah, it's been an uneventful safety car restart. To be honest, I wasn't expecting much. Everyone's kind of just minding their own business, to be honest. Few little nips here and there, but nothing major. Side Effects, like I said, he's already pulled a second gap out on Maldi on this safety car restart. It's last lap of this sprint race. I'm sure some people will be wishing for this race to get done and over with, to get into the main race and have some proper battling in the dry conditions, if it is dry.
2 of the Ferraris led by, 2 of the Alpha Tauris led by 2 of the Ferraris. And then you got Alpha Z, then you got 2 of the Alpines. Speaking of which, one of them is looking for the move on that Alfa Romeo, and that's Jamo pulls alongside with him on the exit of that left-hander. Oh, there's massive contact! How on earth has Jamo not lost a front left tyre due to that? He's just rejoined the track like nothing happened to him. And now Jimmy's looking for an overtake on him.
He has picked up some damage out of that. Remember, reduced damage does take a place. You were never going to go with him off from that. You need a lot more contact to get some wheel ripping off. Yep, obviously, side effects running away with this. Hasn't really pulled out a gap this lap, maybe just keeping it in check. Like I say, Juan has not been able to catch up here. Jamo is not going to lose too much, but I'm sure he's going to be a bit unhappy losing a position to Callum. But it could be a lot worse. Just got to hold off Jimmy. Obviously, Jimmy's actually racing.
Well, side effects will come around the last turn, and he'll come across the line to take the victory in the sprint race, a wet sprint race here in Sao Paulo. It's pretty much been a picture-perfect race for side effects, and he goes into the Grand Prix leading ahead of his former championship rival and also his teammate Maldi.
Yeah, side effects wins the sprint race. Maldi obviously going to be a little bit miffed about that. The one time he can actually win, obviously Maldi's going to be looking for the main race. That's the big one. I'm sure Maldi will be looking for a good start maybe. He just needs a Mafio start, just launch it off the start and then just go from there. But yep, that is your sprint race done and dusted. Probably not quite eventful, maybe just a bit incidents really causing safety cars, but that was pretty much it. I'm just quickly going to run down the rundown, make sure I got everyone's names in case there's some bloody issues. Side effects first, Audi P2, Toman P3, Mad Max or P4 in the end there. Alpha C P5 managed to hang on there with those two Alpines. Down by P6. Jimmy, obviously, he's not actually racing, he's actually here in a moment, and away he's gone. Callum P8 after that incident. Yomas P9 after that little spin towards the end. Pirlo P10. Chaos P11 after a bit issues. Juan made a strategy error, pitting under the safety car. And Poncho retired, Diesel retired, Moncho retired, and Matador didn't even do a lap.
Well, it's been a perfect sprint race for side effects. There's talks inside of the chat going, it was JMO going to Alpha C and going, why the hell did you touch me, and made my front wing go off into the wall. And he said, Alpha Z responded going, well, I just drove straight, you went into me. What's your thoughts on that, Mafia?
It was difficult because I was looking on board, looking right on, I think it was it Callum? Was it Jammer? I can't remember who made the collision now. I'm not sure who was the one that made it. It was Jammer, wasn't it? But Callum was the one behind, so I'm not sure how that worked out. No, it was I can't remember. But anyway, I was looking right, so it was difficult to tell from my on board. So it's kind of hard to read. So I can't really comment on that. But we can get into this race. Those formation.
Well, there we go. Straight into the race, as it is 5 red lights. Green light, go, go, go! Here in STB, the final race of season 22, and that AI start by Maldi is absolutely, wow, very early on. We've got a VSC, not even into the first turn.
Pirlo's not moved. Pirlo's not moved. He's stuck on the grid. He's going to get disqualified if he doesn't move. Yeah, and
he is
disqualified from the session. Yeah. To be honest, he shouldn't have done the qualifying, so that's kind of payback, kind of karma for that. But Jimmy is an AI, so yeah. I think I would have probably thought it would probably be a bit longer, and maybe it was a formation lap, but still. And the 5 seconds.
Mafia, my question for you though, hold on. My question for you is that the fastest disqualification you've seen at STB?
Probably. I doubt if we're going to find that unless it's.
Oh my word! What's just happened between the top spots? Hold on. Sorry to cut you off here, but
Jimmy is AI, and so it's Diesel. It's P4.
Well, we go green once more here, but side effects almost got a manoeuvre here on Maldi, and it looks like Toman has got a manoeuvre on Diesel. So here we go then. Side effects is looking for the move here. Oh, Maldi going into the first turn. It's not going to close down on the Ferrari man. Toman is slipping down positions. He made a mistake on the last braking zone of the track, and Mad Max is looking to get the overtake here. Oh, Maldi going into the first turn. Maldi goes defensive to the inside line. Will he get the overtake, Mad Max? No, he won't. No room for him on the inside, given by Maldi. And Cal now looking for the overtake on Juan. Goes around the outside, and he gets the manoeuvre done and dusted. Side effects looking to come at Maldi here. I think I actually mistaked side effects for Maldi going into that first turn. Meant to say side effects instead of Maldi himself. But side effects getting very close here to his teammate, to his rival, into that top spot. one getting the overtake on Callum, though, going into the left-hander.
Downforce. Oh, he's got it inside.
And Callum's been... Yeah, Side Effects goes down the inside.
Watch out for Toman. Maxwell, sorry, not Toman.
And now you can see Side Effects joins back with Maldi in for the top spot in the Brazilian Grand Prix. Contact as they go into the right-hander. Side Effects breaks deeper, gets the overtake done and dusted. Mad Max, he bumped the back of Side Effects going into the technical sector 2. And Side Effects now leads here in Sao Paulo, but managed to come straight back at Side Effects here. Going into the first turn of the circuit. Will he get close enough to get the overtake on his teammate? And here we go, he's going to use and dump the ERS. Will he get the overtake? Down the inside he goes on his teammates. Into the first turn now. Side Effects versus Maldi. And Side Effects is able to pull away on the exit of the second turn. And he gets the overtake. And he's up to P1.
Look at the speed he's got down the straights. Maldi's got low wings and it's really helping him here.
And there's contact. Whoa!
And he's round.
And he's round. Contact between Maldi and Side Effects, and Side Effects goes round onto the grass, and he's gone from P1 into P9 in a matter of minutes.
Yep, Side Effects, he always runs a bit higher downforce than majority of others. Maldi was using that downforce, less downforce, and at DRS advantage. Breeze past him, but just whether Maldi just didn't give him enough space, or whether Side Effects drifted wide, I don't know. The contact was very minor. To be honest, that sort of contact shouldn't make you spin. We won't get that in the next game, thank God. Mad Max obviously P2. Alpha's P3. Alpha's still looking to get back, but yeah, Maldi with that lower downforce, or maybe it's just maybe it's just Side Effects running higher downforce is what causes that. More yellow flags. That's Matador. He's got back in and gone back to his usual. Swan has got the fast lap of the race.
Where's the smash? It's Maldi versus Mad Max. Contact between the two as they go into the left-hander. And here comes Alpha Z. Goes onto the right-hand side. Pulls level with Maldi. Goes from P3 to P1 in a matter of minutes. But can he keep it? Round the outside he goes to Maldi. Into the left-hander they go. Alpha Z versus Maldi. They're still level between the two of them. And now into the right-hander they go. It looks like Alpha Z cut the turn. Doesn't get good traction. And Maldi is able to retain his P1.
Maldi, this race, he's still got 22 laps to this, mate. Like 32 laps to this race. He's fighting too hard. If he loses the place, it's not the end of the world. But Maldi's treating this like he has to lead. But the problem is, he's draining so much battery in doing so. But it's only going to get worse and worse as it goes on, because Alpha's now going to have DRS again. And so is Maxwell. Maldi can only hold us for so long. I was known as trying to hold up the Mercedes behind me. That's it on Monday. You can only do it for so long. He's going for the move now.
Here comes Alpha C now on Maldi. Takes the right-hand side going into the first turn. Can Alpha C get the overtake on the championship winner? Going into the second turn now, there's no contact between the two of them. And Maldi's able to pull away on turn 2, but will Alpha C come back at him in like he did a lap prior? But look at Mad Max, he's got the rundown on Alpha C, side by side, into the left hander they go, and it looks like Alpha C was deeper into the braking zone, and his turnout is defending his position, and it looks like they almost got contact, as now it looks like Juan's entering the equation, but he's not going to send it down the inside from there into such a tricky turn to go.
Mad Max has gone as well! Alpha Z going. Alpha Z going, Max got caught with Kawai, and Alpha Kawai is actually not being worse out. It's actually got damage. Oh, it's even one other collision. Poncho span through that long left-hander, and Kawai just T-boned him.
Well, that's not very good, is it?
Maldi gets a breather for a second, but Maldi was defending really hard, and it was really creating some kerfuffle at the back there. And now Toman's getting past, or Diesel's AI, and so Jim's AI. These guys should get past soon. But yeah, Max Kawai has got damage, so I expect him to pick this lap onto a set of
Side Effects
hards.
looking for the move here from P5, now up to P4, down the inside, he sends it on Chaos. And Chaos is not able to defend his position going into the second turn, and Side Effects has got the manoeuvre completed on the Mercedes.
Yep, using that downforce in the braking zone for his advantage. The DRS is just doing enough, just giving that straight line speed to make the move. It's defending is what makes it really hard for Side Effects with those higher wings. So we'll see how that works out. Jamo is holding on for now, but there's a lot of thought it's just Alpha just went. He kind of like caught it initially, but then your car just swings like a pendulum and swings the other way. It's completely snapping. Obviously, Max just got caught in that before he ghosted. And obviously, Max actually ended up getting worse out of it. He's onto a new set of hards. Could make it to the ends, but it's a very, very tall ass.
Well, Juan here is looking for the overtake on Baldi in just a lap. He's closed down around 4/10 or so to the Ferrari man. I mean, it's just that DRS really, really helping him. He's dumping and dumping and dumping that DRS like Toby did yesterday in Tier 2. And, well, Juan slams down that throttle and he almost spins then to the left-hander. He's going to get that DRS once more, but with no ERS to play with. It's going to be very easy for Maldi to just cruise and cruise away. But he's not going to use that ERS either. So it could be an overtake very soon for Juan, but if Maldi just chooses, you know what, I'm just going to pull away from him and just use my ERS again and again and again, he will likely get away from him as Alphas goes wide and Turman is able to get an overtake on the Alfa Romeo man. And, well, looks like Diesel and Jimmy are inside of each other. And that's, yeah.
They are. That should be that first of the race.
Yeah, it was a very weird way for me to put that. But nevertheless, it looks like Matador is ghosting and loses the position over to Yilmaz. And it looks like Jimmy is still inside of Diesel. Great. As Maldi into the first turn. Now he could lose the position to Juan. Juan is absolutely dumping that ERS. Maldi uses just a little bit. And now look at Juan. Look at the pace he has going into that first turn. He's going to take that outside lane to Maldi, but he's not brave enough. He cannot lunge it around the outside like others can. But now he's going to come back at him and going into the left-hander. Uses his minimal ERS. Now using his DRS. Can he get past the championship winner here? Up the inside. No, he actually backs out of it. He does not want to take that inside line.
Maldi covered the inside there. It's because he didn't have enough car alongside to actually have the right to take the inside there. He had to back out, otherwise it'd be his fault if there's a collision. So there was no choice there but to back out. Maldi had it covered and had enough car ahead to keep that position. But how much now Maldi's now used a lot of ERS up as Alpha Z picks up a time penalty. Is a bit ruffled being stuck in this midfield now. He needs to sort himself out here. As
well.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Juan could also get back at him here, going into the first turn once more. Jimmy getting the overtake. Oh, for God's sake, I keep on forgetting. They're ghosting, but here we go. Juan looking to get the position on Maldi, getting very close to him into the first turn, and he will look for it this time. He takes the inside lane rather than the outside. Down the inside, the Williams goes. He catches onto the curb a little bit too much, but does he get the rundown like he did prior going into the left-hander? He will. ERS, DRS being used by the Williams. Into the left-hander we go now. He's going to take that right-hand side. Can he get the overtake on Maldi? Round the outside, he's looking to go. Now onto the exit. He's getting very close. Over to Maldi. Really look for it into this right-hander here. Look for that inside line, but he's definitely not going to go for it there.
Yeah, Maldi was really squeezing, keeping the middle of the circuit. You just can't make a move inside when somebody's covering that middle of the track. It's difficult to make an inside or an outside move, especially in that situation. He has to back out there. Again, Maldi really defending really hard, but very, very well. But it's hurting him a lot in terms of pace and as an ERS battery percentage. But Juan, if he can use it a bit more efficiently, he can probably get a move here. He needs to use it a little bit later. If he uses it too early, and then he bogs down towards the end of the straight. So I think this is what he's doing now. Just open. He's not actually using it. He's going to save it into turn 4. Look at him now.
There we go. Juan on Maldi now for the third time out of 3. Third time's the charm, but is it for Juan? Down the inside he goes on Maldi, catches onto the curb. Where does Jamie come out of all of this? He's just been stalking these two for a couple of laps or so. Juan gets it all wrong on the exit on that left-hander. And now Juan looking to breeze past the Ferrari man up the inside. He goes on Maldi.
And Jamo.
Jamo now looking for the position. Now up the inside he goes on Juan. Big contact between the two of them. And it looks like Juan is able to not get into a barrier like Jimmy did on the sprint race.
He's got commentator curse.
Boy. Jeez Louise. The commentator curse strikes again. And the man in P2 in the Drivers' Championship is dropping down to P7.
that's one situation solved for Juan. He can get back to Batman Maldi. He just needs to get another lap or two. Just catch back up to Maldi here. Obviously still got DRS, but it's not close enough to make a move. Side Effects has now got a clear track, a clear lock-on to these drivers ahead of him now. Can get himself back in and get some revenge on Maldi. Chomping down on him. Losing a bit time down the straight. Juan, too far behind, uses DRS just to catch up. And then maybe try and make a move again into turn 4. Not sure why Juan is trying to fight for clean air there. It's not quite as effective in real life.
Well, you can just see now, Juan has got 14% ERS and Maldi with only 17. So both of them are still getting very close to each other in terms of that ERS usage. And you can just see Side Effects, he's practically stalking these two from far away. And he's looking to get the overtake on both of them very soon. If these two do carry on their battles like they did prior, it would get him back into the equation, wouldn't it, Matthew?
It will indeed. I'm just intrigued how this goes. Maldi's defended so hard, and everyone behind him has had collisions or instances, and it's really helped Maldi in terms of holding his P1, but he's still got P1 battle with Juan and STB Maldi. Obviously, Juan's going to go for another go here. He's got a little bit more battery this time, but so does Maldi, so we'll see how this ruffles out. Juan's saving a bit more battery, so I'm not going to use it here. DRS enabled once again. Keep an eye on Toman as well. It's quite close to like a chaos, but nothing may move there.
Juan almost sends it
Maldi's gone
on
deep
that inside line, and now Maldi, he might not get a good rundown going into turn 4, as Juan is taking all the inside curve there, takes the DRS, and the ERS dumping it all, going into turn 4 now, pulls alongside with the Ferrari. Does he get the overtake? He has, but Maldi, can he get it back? Juan gets the overtake, and now Maldi, he's seeing that he doesn't have much ERS, and now Juan might defend the position here, around the outside. Maldi, look at it go here, Juan, that's absolutely fantastic from Maldi, contact between the two going into the right-hander, and Maldi has been able to get a fantastic move on Juan, round the outside he goes into that progressive right-hander, and Maldi gets his P1 back.
STB Maldi, my voice breaks there. STB Maldi back into P1 once again, but can he hold it? I got very strong season 13 vibes there. Unbelievable. Actually, it was season 12 actually. My mistake. It was season 12 that was back in F1 2017. But Johan's back on again, but Maldi's got no battery left as usual. Juan's getting closer and closer. Is he going to get the dive bomb? He is!
Down the inside, Juan goes on Maldi. They're going to almost pull alongside going into the second turn now of the circuit. They might be equal on pace going into turn 4 now. But here we go, Juan coming straight back at Maldi here. Pulls alongside with the Ferrari. Does he have it this time? Up the inside. 5th time's the charm, it seems like, for Juan. He gets the overtake on Maldi.
Maldi can't make it this time. It's too far behind. I think there might be a slight collision there. Maldi having to do some counter locking on his wheel. I think there was a bit of a nip of contact, nothing serious. But Maldi has to give up position. This is intense. Maldi, it's hard. Maldi is going to be pumping like mad. Is inside him is right now with his heart. He's going to be at 250 beats per minute. Maldi's going to be losing weight like no tomorrow. His amount of hot exercises that his body's doing, it's intense. This is Brazil. This is for Maldi's race. He's doing everything he can to try and win this race, but Juan's pace is just super strong.
Well, can Maldi come back at him now with the special little thing called DRS? He's going to use that ERS as well. Does he get close enough to look for a move? What a battle this is! Round the outside, Maldi's looking to go. Juan looks like he just might go for the better exit into turn 4, and he's going to get it. Gets extremely close to the Williams. He's going to use that DRS now. Is he going to dump that ERS? Of course he will. He's STB Maldi going into the left-hander now. Will he look pretty well? Up the inside he goes. On the Williams, he's absolutely sent it on Juan, and he gets the overtake. But will Juan replicate what Maldi did a couple of laps earlier? Takes the outside line. Oh!
He's onto the grass. Maldi. He's held it. Watch out for side effects. He's got grass in his tyres. Side effects on the hard tyres is caught up. This is crucial for his race.
Well, when I joined back the party with Side Effects, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say that was extremely dirty driving from you, Maldi, when you just shoved one straight onto the grass, and it was very dirty. I mean, Maldi, you could have done well, a lot more to give him more space. He's just squeezing too much. It almost like he has too much confidence around Brazil, which, you know, he does have. He was saying about earlier. Yeah, he was just saying, you know, oh, I'm going to qualify P1 by 20 billion seconds. And it's kind of like, no, you won't, mate. It is Brazil. It's a fair man's game. And I think he's kind of, well, no offence, man. You're a bit deluded. It's confusion, delusion, really, from you, because you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to win this race by 5 seconds, and then when you don't, you start getting angry, and then you start performing moves like that, which completely damage not only Juan's race, but your own.
Yep, Maldo was actually a second ahead going through the second sector. We actually had a moment for that long left-hander toward the very end of that second sector. He actually ended up losing time, and Juan actually ended up getting DRS again back from that. So Maldi actually could have made his life a little bit easier if he didn't make that mistake. Yeah, when it wide, lost the rear end, and obviously put Juan and Salafax back in. These are medium runners. I expect to pit maybe in the next couple of laps or so. You'll see how that goes out. Obviously, Salafax now, his tyres going to be in better condition. His tyres are coming to play here. Obviously, be on the medium tyres towards the ends. Juan struggling a little bit through that left-hander. But it'll be interesting to see how this works out. So still got this battle for P4 at the moment with Chaos and Toman. Alpha Z wasn't there, but he's just pitted for a set of hards. He's going for an undercut. Maldi's in.
Well,
Maldi's
yeah, I was just about to mention, Maldi inside of the pit lane. He loves going for an undercut, but like you said, he might be covering the undercut. I mean, it's kind of a middle ground, really. Yeah, you either go for the undercut, you don't go for the undercut, or you cover off the undercut, and that's what Maldi's doing right now. He's going to go down into P8, P9? Yeah, it's going to be P11.
The AIs, but obviously there'll be no issue to get past. Just make sure you didn't do what I did, Maldi, and bin it in the pit lane. It's very easy to do. It's very bumpy, very slippery with cold tyres. It is quite bumpy there. You can see the bumps as you go around. Obviously can't go on board in the pit lane. There's some reason why that doesn't allow you. But yeah, it's going to come behind now. Those two will obviously be easy pickings from Maldi. Obviously just get the tyres up to temperature. I'm sure they'll be nice and warm at the exit at the end of that.
Well, Chaos has absolutely sent it on Toman going into the technical sector too. He's absolutely slummed that guy into the, I don't know if slum's a word, but it sounded right. I mean, to describe that, he just absolutely disrespected the braking zone. He just went, I'll just end up the inside here. And to be fair to him, he's got the overtake done on Toman.
Yeah, he's got it done, dusted. Obviously, these guys are going for the long game on those hards. Both of them got penalties as well. Juan's now in. He's going to cover off Maldi. We'll see how that undercut works. Well, covering off the undercut works, or say, let's see how the overcut works.
Maldi is just right behind Diesel and Jimmy. They're still both right inside of each other. They must.
Chaos and Toman are battling in. There's contact multiple times there. Toman is right behind them. Sorry, not Toman. Jamo's behind them. Jamo obviously having that collision earlier. What's that spin? Sorry, collision. Simon's, contact. Oh, that was awfully close. Oh, that could have easily been horribly wrong. Juan's just come out ahead of Maldi. The undercut has not worked. In fact, the overcut has just worked. Maldi's lost the place. The undercut is weaker. Obviously, Juan's on cold tyres, but Maldi's not going to make the move round in second sector, is he? So, the overcut was actually the bare option. So, Maldi's just kind of screwed himself over a little bit here.
Well, what a battle this is, Maffio. Jimmy and Diesel's been going at it for 17. Yeah, I know. It's just going out for 17 laps. It is great. Yeah, just to look back on it. It's still inside of each other. Whoa. Anyways, going into now the last turn of the circuit. Okay. Toman now's got the overtake on Chaos again.
There's contact.
And he's and Chaos almost goes round because of that. He made contact with Toman and he almost went wide. And I don't know. Again, here we go. Maldi versus Juan now. It's all over the shop. Here in Brazil, round the outside, Maldi goes off Juan, but Juan's looking to come straight back at him. What a battle this is! Juan looking for the overtake. Oh, Maldi's going to have that DRS. A little bit of throwback to Japan. And he's not going to get the overtake on Maldi there. Just Maldi getting the overtake. And finally, he's back up into P6. Well, provisional P1, as you'd say.
Yeah, or net P1. Provisional P1 is more like... it's net P1, I think it's marked out. The provisional is more of a sort of thing that's going to happen in a little bit. I don't know, it's more of a qualifying sort of thing. But yeah, fighting everywhere. Alpha Z Mad Max obviously as well. Also Mad Max is on 12 up hold hard. I took it early after damage. Jimmy gets past the AI. Jamo right behind Chaos, and Chaos behind Tony. These guys saw it to pit on his hard tyres.
Jamo looking for the overtake here on Chaos, and he's got the overtake on Chaos. Yeah. And easy peasy, muck and cheesy. Just using that DRS on the straight. Said goodbye to Chaos, and he's up into P3.
Yeah, Jamo's got plenty of batteries to use. These both these Alpines got nothing. They've all drained it all. Oh, sorry, it's Chaos. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong car. It's Chaos, Jamo, and it's Toman. Toman and Chaos both got no battery left at all. Saving your battery is so important. Unless you can make it work. Sometimes you can make it work. Bowers was using it very efficiently in Monza. Even though he was losing it, he was using it at the starts and carrying that speed. And it will actually work out. It depends on sort of track and where you are. But if you're trying to attack and you've got no battery, it's almost impossible to make an overtake.
Well, man, Max gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Timon here, he's practically going to be setting duck going into the first turn now. Jamo's going to have that ERS to his advantage. Now going to have that DRS. Not even going to scream over this one. Just say goodbye. And, well, Timon, it was all like he accepted his fate. Just builds into the pit lane. Would you consider that an early stop for the medium size?
A little bit. Maybe a lot earlier, probably with 1-2. Those hard tyres can go up a little bit quickly. Obviously, we did a formation lap on Tier 1. My tyres were... That rear right does take a lot of punishment, and so if your tyre wear is quite imbalanced, it can hurt your balance of your car. Especially the water... Oh, Maldi just gone on board for a split second there. Mounted that curb on the exit turn 3. Oh, almost looked a bit sketchy going through that centre S's. Don't want to be doing a centre.
Well, folks, I have got some news on why Pirlo disqualified right off the start of the Grand Prix. And to quote him, "Sorry, boy, I smoking." Great. Pirlo, fantastic. He was smoking a cigarette. Oh God, I got to start a Grand Prix, and he got disqualified. Great.
You should just done it while driving.
Yeah, just have a cigarette in your mouth. Oh no, I've got a pirouette once more. Oh God. But Maldi's got an overtake here on Juan. Oh, sorry, no. Matador, considering he's ghosting. Side effects finally peels into the pit lane. Maldi will come ahead. Oh, will he get ahead of his teammates' side effects here? We'll see. I'm assuming he will. And what? I didn't even see him. Round the outside. One goes up Maldi. Didn't even see that one. He can have that. Big contact between the two of them. And Juan has to cut the corner because of it. Side effects. Where's he going to come? He's level with Juan going into the left-hander now. They're going to be side by side to a press, but no. Juan is able to just get ahead before the apex. And now we've got Maldi, Juan, and side effects all back where they belong.
Yep, side effects now, but it's on 4 and 5 lap fresh and medium side effects is. Compared to the two cars in front, it's going to be the manufacturer's going to have a massive advantage now. He's going to have so much grip. You can see, he's hit the back of Juan.
Oh, ay. Side effects, I saw you. Yeah, I saw you on board, mate. Jesus Christ, that is quite the collision. Side effects, just like, it's kind of like what you did in Japan on Maldi. Just, broke late and
this is why the strategy rules. This is why this strategy works, because if you can hold off in the start with the holder tyres, you've got the better tyres to the end and the fresher. And it just works. So Side Effects is going to be in a very strong position. Now, Juan is not giving up yet.
And Juan's going to put alongside with Maldi once more, and he gets ahead before the braking zone. But will Maldi get the rundown on Juan going into the 4th turn of the circuit? Punch over the 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, but now Maldi, will he get close enough to look for an overtake on Juan? No, he won't.
I'm expecting a big dive bomb from Side Effects going into this next tight right-hander. Maldi's trying to defend it off, and now I'm expecting something. Oh, Maldi's choked it!
Oh, he's absolutely messed that up, hasn't he? It's like he wanted Side Effects to get ahead.
That's Maldi's win gone. He can win the championship, but he can't win at Brazil.
And I'm going to laugh at him when I join the party back with him. Anyways, Juan here is going to have to defend. If he gets to the podium, Chaos here. In P1, I've got a bloody hold on. I need to fix my lip. Hold on. You come on sit for a minute.
What do you think of doing for the last 22 laps, Pistol? Chaos is in the pit lane. First people on the tyres to pit as Trilopax makes the move. It's an easy pickings. Well, it might not be. Juan's trying to stick it on his head. There's contact! There's contact! Trilopax has been hit! Maudi's hit him to the side of him! And oh my god, everything just happened in one go. Juan's having a huge moment. I don't know what happened there. Juan hit the other inside, tagged Trilopax. Trilopax went sideways. Maudi then went into the side of Trilopax. I hope he doesn't pick any damage up. And there's a lot of words in a short amount of time.
Oh god, you're right.
Yeah.
Are you smoking a cigarette like Pirlo?
I don't smoke, so don't worry about it. Sound effects seem to have no damage. Maudi's lost a lot of time now. Maudi win, I think, is out of the window now. He's out of DRS. He's got the worst tyres out of everyone in this top 6. And Taman's just got much closer, and Callum is following closely behind.
How unlucky could side effect be right now? Granted, right? He did at the back of Jamie, going in second to the circuit in the sprint race. We're not gonna shy away from that. Side effects, you're a bit stupid there, mate. But he's been very unlucky this Grand Prix. Got spun by Maudi into the fourth of the circuit. He's been spun by Juan. I mean, I think that was just more unlucky contact. But when he get back at Juan here, maybe some revenge. He's looking for that outside lane, but he's not close enough to actually look for the overtake. And now here we go. Will he get the rundown on Juan though, going into the left-hander? This is where he got spun by Maudi last time out. Will he get close enough to potentially be spun by Juan? I don't think he will be. No, he's going to stay behind. But like I was saying, side effects, you know, got spun by Maudi here, and then he's been spun by Juan here. He got hit from the side as my voice decides to go from a 5-year-old girl to a 3-year-old girl. As oh well, that's not very good, is it? But anyways, side effects just spun and spun and spun. I mean, is he going to spin once more? Third time's the charm. We might see. Yeah,
we'll see. He's looking for. He might. I think for side effects at the moment, it might be better for trying to move into the second sector. We'll see how it goes. Flags out for these rounds. His race has gone from great to okay to I'm not so sure anymore. He obviously was losing the lead at the start of the sprint race, and he's just gone from hero to 0. Side effects is still not quite close enough. He doesn't quite have the straight line speed. He's running that slightly higher wing. He's got the battery, he's got the DRS. It's just not enough. As Maudi picks again. Maudi's in the pits. Did he pick up damage? He didn't look like any physically didn't look like he's got any damage from earlier. But he's in the pit, and it is a new front wing. It seems to
side effects hit on 1 into the left hand, and they go now into turn 4 round the outside. Side effects goes here. My voice is cracking all over the place, just like Juan's defense is cracking. As well, actually not really. He's actually been able to recover from the attempted overtake by side effects, and despite having the worst set tire, Juan, he's been able to defend brilliantly against side effects.
Yep, every lap this goes on, side effects is just going to lose a little bit of advantage on those tyres. He gets done now while his tyres are still in good condition. Marty's gone for soft tyres. I don't know, that's a big squeeze. A lot of acid, a lot to do there in softs. It's going to be very quick, but was it really worth pissing? Maybe he was getting a bit under threat with Callum. Maldi's going to have to hope there's going to be a safety car in the cup. Or actually, he's going to hope there isn't a safety car, because then he'll lose more than he gains. If he's
there we go now.
Car, it's going to be late on.
Side effects going to go on 1 here. He's going to pull along. He just switched from the outside to the inside.
Never going to work.
Yeah. That is quite the mistake from Mr. Defixie, and he's now into P2.
Got DRS as well, just salting their wounds for that.
Silly Willy from Side Effects, and he's in P2 now. He's got to try and play catch up once more.
Yeah. I don't think we need to go that expected pistol. I don't need to put silly willies. Side effects obviously still behind now. I'm surprised side effects hasn't gone for a move in the second sector, to be honest. Going down straight isn't working for him.
I was breathing through my teeth because I just saw J-Mo almost slam into the back of Stoneman. Almost just went, oh, do you know what? I like that rear end. I'm gonna hit it. That's not a lot I should ever say in commentary again. That was quite
the pickup line for the day.
yeah, there you go. Alpha males, you can go ahead and use that. Anyways, Now side effects looking for the overtake here on one going into the first turn of the circuit. Now going to have that DRS. And round the outside, side effects looks to go here on one going into the first turn. Now down into the second, takes that inside line, gets the overtake completed. Juan though, when he looks to go back at him though, gonna have that DRS.
Got no battery.
DRS as well. There he go. He pulls alongside with side effects once more here, going into the left-hander now. Who's brave on the brakes? It's side effects. He comes off the position, but will Juan get back at him here? No, he won't.
Side effects, he has the downforce, he has the tyres, and it gives him that advantage. Let's say just struggling down the straights, but even Juan with no battery still has the straight line speed to get a move up the inside. But like I say, side effects got the grip to keep the position at bay. Let's see how Maldi is. Oh, Chaos is sideways! I've just gone flicking past Chaos and saw him sideways across the grass, and he's reset to the track. That is him. Should be getting a 5-second time penalty as Poncho's left the session, not sure what for, but he's absolutely nowhere. But Maldi's now up to P9 after all these commotions, but he's got a lot of time to gain.
Juan here looking for another move on side effects. What a battle this is turning out to be, and Juan goes round the outside of side effects going into the first turn, down into the second, looking to pull alongside with the Ferrari man once more. He's got that DRS going into turn 4 now. It's closer and closer and closer to side effects, pulled alongside with side effects going into turn 4 now.
Oh,
down the
collision.
inside. Oh, another collision means another big downfall for side effects. He has been so unlucky this race, time after time after time after time. He's just been hit, spun, pushed off track, and there's another example.
Yeah, just contact. Obviously, Juan went a bit more aggressive that time. Whether he was actually at fault there, I'm not sure. It's just more like hard racing, but it's hard to say when you're doing it live. But yeah, it's just brought Callum into bay, and remember what I said, if Maldi even gets on the podium, it doesn't look like Maldi will be on the podium straight, and his pace on the softs, I've not seen the fastest lap from Maldi. I don't see stunning pace from Maldi, he doesn't seem to have that good pace. Even with the new front wing on soft tyres, he doesn't look blisteringly fast. I expect him to be on the back of Alpha Z in about 2 laps time, but it's not going to be on the way it is going. Maldi's not even going to be in the top 5, but he has got penalties to take into account, so all the cars ahead of him do have penalties.
Well, it looks like Diesel and Jimmy are both on hards, and that's very fitting considering they're inside of each other. That's all I wanted to say on that matter. Just wanted to throw that out there. Just wanted to throw it out there. They're both on hards.
They're not even racing. They've been there forever, so we'll leave it.
Oh, here we go! Jimmy now going to get the overtake on F1X Diesel once more, going into left hand, and it looks like F1X Diesel has to back out, but he's going to go back inside of Jimmy as well, going into turn 4 now. Both the AIs giving it everything they can in. DRS could be more open now.
Guys from cringe. Side effects is on the back of Juan again. And it's now a 4-way fight for the lead again. This time it's for Callum and Jamo. Unfortunately, Maldi is not involved in this, but somewhere that Juan does, he's always fighting with the Ferrari.
I always question this, right? Is it Jamo or Jamo?
I think it just depends where you're from, to be honest. I think there's no right or wrong. Obviously, it's Jamo, because obviously you've got Jam and then Jamo.
Yeah! Oh, Side Effects has just spun Juan! Side Effects has just spun Juan! And it was Side Effects, it was just a little bit too cheeky, wanted that inside lane a little bit too much, and Juan has been spun because of it. I tried to make it rhyme, it did not work. But Jamo and Callum both have a 1-2 now into the Grand Prix.
It's another commotion. It's again the leaders are bottling it, and there's people that pick the pieces up, and now it's an LP 1-2, not a Ferrari 1-2. Maldi's absolutely nowhere to be seen. He's gone. His race is over. He crashed into the side of his teammate. I mean, it sounds like a skill issue, to be honest. Side Effects is still in P3, but he's now got to actually use his pace, and he's actually got people on the same age tyres than him to try and catch up. Taylor's in the back of this as well. Juan on 30-level hards with almost no battery. It's a very tall order for him now to get any higher than this.
I kind of find it quite funny that Maldi was predicting himself to get P1 by like 50 seconds. He's in P9, and even with Alpha's getting a 6-second time penalty, he'll still be P8. Great.
Maldy's off the track. He's off the track. He's off the track.
Oh
He's taking the F1 2011 line. That's not the way they were doing that. Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that, Maldy. There's the track's there for a reason. Let's not ruin your own landscape of your own Brazil, Maldy.
Yeah, I mean, like, Maldy's just not been good enough, has he? And, well, we'd like to say something. One, what action he's been bringing us. I mean, it might be the first time I've watched him race, or maybe not. I don't actually care, to be honest. But, I mean, Quan has just given us some great action so far, so I'd just like to applaud him on that. And keep it up for next season in F1 23. Otherwise, I'm not going to be a very happy man here sitting in Tier 3 comms.
Yep, side effects just doesn't seem the pace to catch up to these guys at the moment. These guys have quite solid pace, these Alpines. Obviously, don't forget, these two cars were facing backwards at the start. Was it the start of the sprint?
Sprint, yeah. Yeah, they both were spun. First turn, Callum was spun. Brilliant. Then Jamie was spun. Brilliant. And now, they're P1, P2. Brilliant. And, well, JMO, he's now looking for the overtake on Callum once more. Well, not once more. He hasn't really been looking for an overtake. He's just been sitting behind, watching him as he's flashing in front of him. God. And, that was such a wrong way of putting it. But, no, JMO is, he's looking for the overtake on Callum. And, just hasn't been for a while. I feel like soon, though, might be dependent on if I don't think they really care in terms of the championship anymore. So I just feel like Jamie's gonna be like, do you know what, mate? Let me have it. But because he's P2 with Jamie in the championship standings, Cam's be like, hold on, mate. No, let me have it, and they'll just go side by side if Jamie does want to get the overtake on Callum and take the victory here in Brazil.
Brazil it is. We've got 4 laps to go at the end of this lap. And this is not your top 2 you're expecting, to be honest, that you're coming towards the end of this race. No side effects, no Maldy, no Juan, no Chaos, no Alpha Z. Jamo's making a move. He's got to pick the P1. So these Alpines are still fighting. Are we going to get a side effects from Maldy round here? We're expecting a collision.
That'd be very cheeky.
Commotion.
I mean, to be honest, I was talking to side effects before this race, and he said, don't really care who wins it, just don't want it to be Maldy. Well, there you go, side effects. you got your wish. Your wish came true. Maldy's definitely not going to win this race. So that's I think that's the only time you probably even say the word boycott routes to that.
Oh, that's so nice.
Don't care who wins, just want it to be Maldy.
Just don't want it to be Maldy.
Jesus Christ.
This race has flown by. Those battles made this race go so quick. Compared to Tier 2, this Tier 2 seemed to drag a long time. It's lost forever. This race has flown by. No problems. It's just like next lap battle, next lap battle, next lap battle. It's the same 2 or 3 people battling. Chaos is also quite close to the back of Maxwell. Chaos is, I think, is the right word for this race. This is not a very shocking top 5. Not what I was expecting towards the end of this race. Televex obviously it's just not able to catch up now.
And well, it looks like Diesel is still inside of Jimmy, and they're still both hard. Fantastic. Callum's still looking for a little battle, a little cheeky battle with JMO. Probably just got us stripped all the way of our money in STB, but
for Chaos.
Yeah, no, it was worth it. And Chaos, we get the overtake on Mad Max, and Mad Max comes straight back at him. It looks like there was a little bit of contact because I saw Chaos raise his hand inside of the cockpit, and well, that must mean that. Oh well, you can just see Maldy now. He's actually catching up over to Alpha Z.
No,
he'll get 2 positions.
It's been that gap for about 5 laps now. He hasn't changed.
Great.
I'm not joking.
Great.
It was 9 seconds when he came out of the pits, and it's been about 5.5, at least 3 laps now. On about Mad Max. He's on those 28 lap old hards. We saw some Tier 2s do it, but that was under a couple of safety cars. This is a long way on these tyres. Chaos should be a lot quicker. He should get the move done maybe this lap. Get some braking down to turn 1. Get you those extra grip on those tyres. Mad Max is using everything he's got. Well, yeah, in fact, that's Maldy. Maldy's round and he's out of the points. Oh no, that's the lap car.
He's done it again.
And that's Maldy.
He's done it again.
P9
Maldi has
Maldi.
bottled his Brazilian racer again. I love to see it. Sure, side effects does as well. And
everything's gone right in for him this season. And after soon comes to Brazil, your home race curse whacks you in the face.
Yeah, it's not even his own bloody race. He's British, for God's sake. He just loves Brazil, and he thinks
he's Brazilian. He thinks he's Ukrainian. He thinks he's bloody British. He thinks he's probably just loves Spanish as well. Portuguese.
He thinks that Saudi Arabia's bloody Birmingham.
He names Portugal after himself, so it could be Maldito.
God, that is such a... That's even worse than Pirlo pirouetting.
And Max is surprisingly...
Whoa! Calamir Cullen for the position here! On J-Mo as we tick on into the last lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix! J-Mo versus Callum! The two Alpines going side by side into the first turn they go! And looks like J-Mo had an absolutely awful exit out of that first turn! And into the left-hander they go! J-Mo's not going to be close enough to look for an overtake.
Chaos was given a 10-second time penalty, not for maybe cutting the inside through the main straight. Jamo is saved a bit of battery. Can Jamo use that bit of battery he saved up to overtake Callum down the main straight? It's not lost. These guys are literally thousands of seconds spinning each other, going into the end of the last lap. This is the last lap of the race, and this is not the fight for the win we were expecting.
Wow, J-Mo versus Callum here. It could be right up to the line, between these two. If they keep going at it here, going into the last braking zone of the circuit, I believe Callum will take his first victory in T3. It's here 3 since last season. Callum comes round the last braking zone. He will now come round the last turn. Callum comes across the line to win the Sao Paulo Brazilian Grand Prix. Fantastic race for Callum. And
Tillman's run out of fuel. Tillman's run out of fuel. He's got a big gap behind him anyway, but Tillman has run out of fuel across the line. That's congratulations for him, but this is his effective position. Mad Max P6 as well.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Do you know what I love as well? Maldi not even
Chaos run out of fuel as well. These guys don't realise it's actually quite a thirsty track around here. And Maldi's actually picked up a P8 in the end, and it will stay there.
But sorry, Matthew, but the more important question is, who's going to win out of Diesel and Jimmy? They're both going to come across the line. Jimmy's going to get the better
Diesel's going to have
exit.
DRS.
He is going to have DRS. Diesel, will he clinch it? Across the line they come. Williams versus Mercedes. Oh, I just about think Jimmy's got the better of his F1X. Of his fellow F1X driver. Oh, blimey, what a fucking battle.
It's so fun. Oh my god. It's probably I think it's probably one of the best races this season, including all tiers. I don't know if it'll be the top, I'm not sure. There's been obviously a lot of races this season. Obviously it's been 48 races combined this season, obviously 16 races in the calendar season for this season. I don't know how many times we want to see season. But wow, that was...
Maldi's instantly got into the chat going, "Get Iso! Get out!" He's just probably just said, "Fuck you guys" in bloody Portuguese. Oh blimey! But we can get all the people in the top 3 inside of our bloody party, which is lovely because we love doing interviews. And Matthew, don't you worry, mate. I'm going to cut you off before you say it. I'm not going to do a 50-second long question. Don't you worry about it. It's going to be nice, short, done, dusted.
Yep, but here you run down. Callum finishes in P1. He wins. Kind of shocked in the end there, considering where he was at the start of the sprint. He wins the the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. He is won the race, got 25 points there. Jamo P2 gets the fast lap as well, 19 points for him. Obviously, championship over, but he saw a good result in the end anyway. Salifex picks up P3 after that collision with Johan and Maldi. Maldi get damaged at the end of it. Juan said P4. After all of that, he drops P4, very unfortunate for him. Obviously on those hard tyres, couldn't fight at the end. Toman P5, ran out of fuel but managed to hang on at the end there. Mad Max P6, Alpha T P7, Maldi P8 after all of that. He should have really stayed out, to be honest, and just hanged out on the damaged front wing. Yilmaz P9, Chaos P10, Jimmy and Diesel obviously retired in AI, Mancho obviously in AI as well, P13. Poncho also AI out, Mastor same as well. Pirlo was actually only technically DNF. And yeah, that is your race done, but it was a very exciting race nonetheless. Thank you, Maldi, for making a very, very exciting, but also a very pointless result in the end there. But yeah, that is your race done and dusted. We get some interviews in, obviously. Who was third place again? I forgot already.
I've been watching
Side
the ball,
effects, yeah, side effects. We
you
also get him as
dirty little
well.
boy! How dare you forget? How
Don't forget
dare
side
you
effects
forget?
in. Do I have him as a friend? I don't know if I do, to be honest. No, that was a friend actually. Unless he's appearing offline. Try and get him in. And then we can get it going. If he's not obviously going to go, it's early. I'd like to say start with third first.
Sorry, Manny just called me a big bandit in Portuguese to me because I said in chat, prediction P1 reality P8. Oh, love to see that. Oh god, he's in the party. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just realised the party's on John and Ball. No. Right, let's get his interviews done, obviously, trying to get too out of control here. Side effects, it doesn't seem to join at the moment, but we will start with the interviews with...
he can't join, by the way.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't know why. Okay, let's start with... You know what, I forgot who won now. There's so much going on. Yeah, an Alpine one, I know that for sure. Obviously, yeah, I just realised that Jamo picked up 19 points fastest lap. We will start with Jamo. Jamo obviously includes your audio. Jamo, after the start of the sprint, obviously we found you facing backwards. I think it was you down and backwards at turn 1. You would have thought you would find yourself P2 with the fastest lap at the end of this race, obviously with some collisions with the Ferraris and Juan. Obviously, you gained from that, and so did Callum in the end. But give us a race rundown on all that. It was a very entertaining race on our end, and obviously you saw some action as well. Yeah, just go through the race and how it went for you.
It went alright, but until I thought, when I spun, I thought I had no chance of winning at all. Because I was like 10 seconds behind the leader, but somehow with side effects and one battling, brought me and Callum back into it. Get a 1-2. I'm annoyed that I didn't get the win, but fine. I think we got P2s in the constructors as well.
Yeah, obviously that's also good stuff as well. Obviously Ferrari dominated it by a massive mile in that construction. I think they won it about 3 races ago. I'm a bit surprised if they did. But yeah, congratulations to P2. Obviously not quite the P1 expected, but Callum's got the edge of it. But still, I think probably better than expecting. So congratulations to P2 nonetheless, Jamo. And we will move on to Callum. Callum, includes your audio. Yeah. Very, very, I think, a very unexpected victory there, considering where you were. Again, you were also facing backwards at the start of the sprint race. Actually, I think it was turn 3 for you. And you found yourself, obviously, like I said, Ferraris having their collisions with Juan and side effects and Maldi and any other stuff that was going on. But you managed to get yourself past Jamo and make it stick. So give us a race rundown on your race and your situation.
I got very unlucky in the sprint, obviously. I mean, just like Jamo, really. I didn't expect to be in the position where I was. And Juan and side effects actually took each other out right in front of me, and I kind of capitalised on that. I mean, Jamo kind of got an easy one too in the end. So, yeah.
Yep. Anything else to add to that, Pistol? Or I think anything could cover off from that race victory? I say side effects is not here. So it's a bit unfortunate we didn't have any Ferraris or any Alpha, even Juan here to do an interview. So it'd be quite nice actually with that battle. Anything to add on that, Pistol?
Not necessarily. Congratulations on your victory, Callum.
Yep.
Congratulations on P2.
So that is your Sao Paulo Grand Prix. That's your season done and dusted. We're going to have point finisher and championship winner SC Maldi to finish us outro off, obviously going into the new season for next season. So Maldi, what you need to say coming to the end of the season, give us any news of what we're going to say with this. If you're here, Maldi.
I think he prefers not to speak. If he speaks it in the trouble.
He messaged me saying he will do outro, but not really help if everyone's left and he's not here. Oh, he's here.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Just a quick one. Thank you to everyone that has raced this season in season 22. Thanks to everyone that's watched the stream, subscribed, done all that good stuff. It's been a great pleasure to bring you another year of the STB Racing League. But next week, the game F1 23 is out, and it's going to be a whole new roller coaster, another year of the league. Thanks to everyone. Welcome to everyone new racing, and we'll see you for round 1, the confirmation, on the 17th of July for the Austrian Grand Prix. We'll see them.